Hey, this is Amy Milsick from rockyourhomeschool.net. Thank you so much for joining me for this free 3-day Plan Your Spring Learning Fun challenge. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Ooh, another idea for a spring learning fun. Tongue twisters. Anyways, let's get on with day 1 challenge. Today we're going to talk about getting the materials ready that you need to plan for spring learning fun. In day 1's challenge, you'll see that I recommend that you have a spiral notebook or some type of planner. A plain clipboard can even work well. Just a place where that you can accumulate all of this information and put it together for your final plan, which we're going to work on day 3. So once you have that and a pen or a pencil, you're ready to start. 2 of the techniques or tools that I use to help with any type of planning are a brain dump, which I will take a picture of my brain dump here and explain a little bit further, and I use a mind map. The brain dump is simply a place like a plain piece of paper, and you jot down ideas, inspiration, resources that you can use for a select activity. So for our spring learning fun, I just started jotting down ideas on what I would like for my boys and I to do this spring. And they're anything from crafts to games, activities, and STEM learning. As I went through my brain dump, I also jotted down resources that I want to reference as we do our spring learning fun. So for example, my friend Erin at Nourishing My Scholar wrote an amazing post on ways that you can use natural materials to dye eggs. So I would like to do that with my boys, and I jotted that down to make sure I remember to go and look at that. Another resource that I wrote down is my other friend Colleen at Raising Lifelong Learners has a new book coming out on backyard science with your kids, and I am going to get that book, and we are going to have a lot of STEM spring learning fun. But I jotted it down, I wrote it in this brain dump, so that as I'm going through and making my final plans for this challenge, that I remember to go and reference. Because if you're like me, I got Swiss cheese brain, it'll just filter on through. So the brain dump can be an excellent way to just jot down what your hopes, goals, and ideas for spring learning fun. You can also just leave it open like this. Use the back side, use more than one page. And maybe as you're going through the day, as you are folding laundry, you are teaching writing, you get an idea. Grab your brain dump, just jot it on down. Great place to do it. Then you're going to come back to this later on, but this is just your first step. And then after your brain dump, what you can do is a mind map. You can do these simultaneously, or you can just do one or the other. You don't have to do both. Some people prefer a mind map. It's a little bit more visual and grouping. So a mind map just basically starts with one idea, pretty simple. Like here I have that STEM learning I was talking about. And I know one of the things that I want to do with the boys is to build some different types of towers using different materials associated with spring. So for example, here we're going to do a tower made with jelly beans, those marshmallow peeps, and toothpicks. Another one we're going to do is plastic eggs and Play-Doh. So I took that one idea, STEM, broke it down into a smaller idea, and then broke it down into smaller ideas even. I listed materials here that I might want to use. You can list materials, you can list steps, or you can just list the name of the activity and make it really simple. This is your mind map. Use it how it will help you. Another thing that we like to do is crafts. So one of the craft materials that we're going to use is coffee filters. You can buy them, like a couple hundred of them at the Dollar Tree. $1, you can get multiple crafts. great material to use. So we're going to be making parachute guys. Now, what's pretty cool about these parachute guys that you can make, which there's going to be a link for tomorrow in day 2, is that's also with some STEM learning fun. So some of these categories you can combine while you're doing your learning fun. So that's the mind map. Pretty simple to do, but if you have any questions at all throughout this 3-day challenge, please let me know. I encourage you to join our new Facebook group. It is going to be a community where we talk about connecting and creating with our kids. And that Facebook group is Learning Fun for All Seasons. So you can ask questions there, share your ideas. If you'd like to show us your brain dump, your mind map. If you yourself are a blogger or a homeschooler that shares your ideas, share links to your posts, because it's going to be a place just to inspire and encourage other people. So I want to really leave that open. Another thing for this day 1 challenge is to make a materials list, which you're just going to get that started wherever you're doing your planning. As we go through tomorrow, which day 2 is going to be filled with suggestions for games, activities, outdoor fun, and more for spring, specifically for spring. You're going to take that materials list and start to jot down what you think you might want to get and have on hand if you don't already have that in your home. Day 3 of the challenge is going to be just taking all of these juicy little nuggets and putting it into a final plan for spring learning fun that's going to work for you and your kids. My family is different than your family, and so I want to provide you with some tips and tools on how you can plan your fun. But ultimately, you're the one that knows yourself and your kids best and what you like to do for fun. So I just want to encourage you to keep going with this plan, ask those questions, and have fun with this. So thanks again for stopping by and learning more about using a brain dump and a mind map to plan your spring learning fun. And I will see you for day 2 of our Plan Your Spring Learning Fun Challenge.